Have you ever wondered if the one who acted like your biggest hater was actually your biggest fan all along? The person who once couldn't resist finding fault in everything you did has now gone silent, or even stranger, appears almost supportive. Look closely. They aren't just silent, they're watching, unable to look away, maybe even clapping quietly from the sidelines. What changed? They didn't, but you did. This unexpected twist, this strange reversal, reflects something powerful. Your undeniable growth. They were relentless in their negativity. Every time you achieved something or even made a small step forward, they were there, quick to remind you of your supposed shortcomings. It was as if they'd taken on a self-appointed role as your biggest critic, making sure you heard every bit of negativity they could muster. To them, it wasn't just about having an opinion. It was about making sure you were fully aware of everything they believed you lacked. But their criticisms didn't stop there. They were vocal, outward, and almost eager to gather others around to share in their disdain. It was as if they needed validation for their opinions, almost recruiting others to their side. These weren't isolated remarks. They gathered support, building a network of negativity, all aimed in your direction. And while they were busy spreading their views, you were simply focused on moving forward. In their campaign to undermine you, they created a social dynamic. Your name was in their conversations, and they found people willing to listen, even join in. It was a subtle rally, a coalition of people convinced of your supposed flaws. The energy they poured into diminishing you was boundless, and they seemed driven by an almost inexplicable urge to pull you down. This wasn't just casual criticism, it was a relentless push, a persistent reminder that they wanted others to see you the way they did. Yet, despite all the vocal opposition, they couldn't truly turn away. Behind every critical remark, there was something else hidden, a strange fixation, an almost obsessive need to know what you were up to. Even as they denounced you publicly, they were always watching, seemingly captivated by each move you made. This hidden fascination became obvious, as if they couldn't truly let go no matter how much they claimed to despise you. Their scrutiny went beyond simple criticism. It was a strange mix of curiosity and resentment, a contradictory blend of emotions that kept them tuned into your life. They watched closely, perhaps hoping for a stumble, but what they found instead was resilience. And as they continued to watch, their fascination deepened, even as they tried to mask it behind a veil of disdain. This obsession, hidden behind layers of criticism, became a defining feature of your interactions. On the surface, they were a critic, but beneath that, there was an undeniable fixation. It was as if their dislike was somehow interwoven with an unspoken admiration. In their strange way, they couldn't fully detach themselves from what you represented: progress, resilience, and the very things they could only speak against. Finally, as they continued to watch, something shifted within them. They might not have realized it at first, but their opposition was slowly transforming. Their criticisms grew quieter, and their watching turned into something else. What started as pure negativity was slowly evolving, inching toward reluctant respect. Little by little, the hater's obsession was taking on a new shape. Then came your glow-up. It wasn't just a small change either. It was a transformation, something noticeable, undeniable. You made choices to elevate yourself, whether it was through fitness, achieving career goals, or embracing personal growth that changed not only how you felt, but how others saw you. Each step you took was a testament to your commitment to becoming your best self, and it showed. This glow-up was like a spotlight they couldn't avoid. Every time they looked your way, there you were, standing in stark contrast to the image they'd tried to paint. They had once claimed you were incapable, unworthy, or doomed to mediocrity, yet here you were, rising, achieving, and shining in ways that no one, least of all them, could ignore. It was the kind of progress that demanded recognition, even from those who resisted it most. Through each success, you grew. You achieved not for anyone else's approval, but to reach your own goals. Your progress was steady, uncontested, and clear to everyone around you. The steps you took weren't for show, But their impact was impossible to overlook, and as you rose, the weight of their past criticisms began to fade. What they once claimed no longer applied. Their words, harsh as they may have been, became hollow echoes of a past that you had long left behind. Their silence grew louder as they watched. They could no longer deny that the person they had once belittled was now outshining every expectation, every insult, every label. The contrast between what they had said about you and the person you had become was undeniable. With every new milestone, they were faced with the reality of your growth, a reality that left them speechless, unable to reconcile their past opinions with the present you. This glow-up didn't just change how they saw you, it redefined your relationship with them entirely. What was once a one-sided exchange of negativity was now a strange, silent acknowledgement of your accomplishments. They may not have admitted it openly, but every look, every word left unsaid was a testament to their begrudging respect. Your transformation was more than just physical or professional. It was a shift that reached deep into who you were, your resilience, and your determination. You didn't simply change, you evolved, leaving behind every label they had tried to pin on you. Now they were left with a choice, to continue denying your success, or to silently recognize that you were no longer the person they had once tried to define. You've started moving with purpose, setting boundaries, and reclaiming your strength. And let's be real, this changes everything. People around you are unsettled, thrown off by the way you're rising, untethered and focused. Your ability to walk away, to choose peace over approval, is shaking the very foundation of those who once thought they had control. If you're ready to take this power to the next level, the Obsidian Inner Order, powered by Astral Atom, is where chosen ones like you gather to make their impact felt. With the modern manifestation mechanics grimoire at your fingertips, over 400 powerful souls at your side, and uncensored, raw content to fuel your growth, you'll amplify this energy into something unstoppable. No more limits, no more playing small. The link is in the description. Publicly, some of them kept their distance. They couldn't reconcile their previous criticisms with the undeniable success in front of them, so they chose silence instead. To others watching, this shift was obvious. People noticed how these former critics, who once seemed so certain in their disdain, now watched quietly, as if unsure what to say. Their public dissonance created a new social dynamic, with others starting to wonder, what changed? But for some, the admiration became undeniable, even if it was hidden. Privately, they began to view you differently. They saw the transformation, the strength you carried, and though they didn't admit it aloud, they respected it. In the privacy of their own thoughts, they admired the very person they once tried to diminish. This shift was subtle, almost silent, but it spoke volumes about the impact of your growth. This silent admiration created an interesting dynamic. Those who once doubted you were now in some way a part of your audience. They watched from afar, reluctant to admit their change of heart, yet unable to look away. Their fascination had evolved into a quiet respect, one they kept hidden, but that was nonetheless real. They had become your secret fan club, an unspoken circle of people drawn to the success they once dismissed. In this private admiration, they were conceding something important. By silently watching and respecting your growth, they were acknowledging the power you held. Their reluctance to admit it publicly only highlighted their inner struggle, a conflict between their old beliefs and the undeniable truth of your rise. Their support, though hidden, was a testament to your influence. Even if they never voiced it, their silent approval was a reflection of the impact you had on them. The power dynamic had shifted, and they were no longer in control. What had once been criticism had turned into quiet admiration, a recognition of your growth that they could neither deny nor ignore. As they watched, it became clear that this wasn't just a shift in their perception, but a surrender to your influence. You had become someone they couldn't diminish, a force they couldn't ignore. Their silence, their reluctance to speak, was itself a form of respect, an acknowledgement that they were no longer in control of the narrative they'd once tried to shape. This silent fan club, both public and private, was a mark of your transformation. They didn't need to cheer you on for you to know the truth. They had seen your growth, recognized your strength, and, in their own quiet way, surrendered to the undeniable power of who you had become. Your glow-up didn't just inspire admiration, it triggered something deeper within them, a discomfort they couldn't shake. Watching you rise, they couldn't help but feel an unease rooted in their own insecurities. They had once found security in criticizing you, grounding their own worth in the belief that you couldn't reach heights they hadn't. But with every step you took, that belief unraveled, leaving them confronted with their own unfulfilled potential. What used to be simple criticism now revealed itself as a reflection of their own self-doubt. As your success became undeniable, they faced something they hadn't expected: jealousy. It was an emotion they may have dismissed or denied, but watching you achieve the things they'd once deemed impossible struck a chord they couldn't ignore. To cope, they began constructing flaws around you, creating narratives that justified their past judgments. But every step forward you took made it harder to sustain those narratives, as your growth continuously defied every box they tried to place you in. This jealousy exposed itself in subtle ways, revealing just how deeply your progress unsettled them. Instead of celebrating your achievements, they became fixated on finding cracks, places where they could reaffirm their belief that you hadn't changed as much as you seemed to. Yet despite their efforts, they were forced to acknowledge the truth. Each step you took invalidated their narratives, forcing them to confront the reality of your unstoppable growth. The jealousy that once fueled their criticism now felt hollow, an empty attempt to mask their envy. This frustration was deeper than envy. It was an internal battle. Watching your success reminded them of the things they hadn't accomplished, of the goals they hadn't pursued. Your resilience shone a light on the places they felt lacking, and they couldn't hide from it. In every criticism they once threw your way, there was a hidden reflection of their own insecurities. Now, stripped of those criticisms, they faced a mirror that revealed the limitations they hadn't wanted to confront. Each new achievement of yours became a reminder of what they hadn't achieved, creating an inner turmoil that left them grappling with their own choices. Where they had once felt secure in their opinions, they now felt unsettled, as if your success challenged their very sense of self. The criticisms they once believed in so strongly were now just a reflection of their own fears, leaving them questioning the very foundation of their past judgments. This inner conflict left them with a choice: to either continue resenting you or to accept that their judgments had always been more about them than about you. But for some, letting go of that resentment proved too difficult. They clung to it, masking their insecurity with lingering negativity, even as it became clear that the flaws they saw in you had never existed. What they saw now was only a reflection of their own unaddressed limitations. Ultimately, your glow-up was a lesson they couldn't ignore. It held a mirror to their own insecurities, forcing them to see that every criticism they'd made was a projection of their own fears. Your progress became an undeniable truth they couldn't erase, a reminder that their words were never about you, but about their own unfulfilled dreams. In the face of all this, you've chosen a path of graceful detachment. You don't let their shifting opinions dictate your worth. Instead, you stay grounded, knowing that your value doesn't come from their approval or disapproval. While they wrestle with their mixed feelings, you continue forward, focused on your own goals, unbothered by the noise that once seemed so significant. This choice to remain grounded is a testament to your inner strength, a reminder that your worth is yours alone to define. You see through the sudden support, the quiet watching, and the subtle shifts in attitude. You know that their opinions, positive or negative, don't hold power over you. The labels they once tried to place on you, friend, critic, supporter, no longer hold meaning. You see their motives, and in seeing them clearly, you free yourself from any attachment to their validation. This detachment is liberating, a decision to remain true to yourself without the need for their recognition. Instead of seeking approval, you own your accomplishments fully. You've reached these heights through hard work, resilience, and determination, and that's enough. The milestones you've achieved are yours to celebrate, not because anyone finally sees them, but because you know what it took to get here. By grounding yourself in self-validation, you've created a life defined by your own standards, a life that doesn't require outside acknowledgement to feel complete. This choice to focus inward, rather than seeking their validation, has strengthened your journey. Your accomplishments are no longer shadowed by their opinions. They stand independently, as testaments to your own growth. In staying true to your path, you've created a foundation that no one can shake, a solid ground rooted in your own belief in yourself. This foundation is unbreakable, untouched by the shifting winds of others' opinions. While they grapple with their shifting views, you remain steady. You don't need to redefine yourself based on their changing perceptions, because your identity is clear to you. You know who you are and what you've achieved, and that's enough. This clarity is your armor, a shield that protects you from the emotional turbulence they may try to bring your way. In choosing detachment, you found peace that is unaffected by others' opinions. The journey you've taken has taught you something valuable, the strength of self-validation. You've learned that no matter how people around you may change, your worth doesn't waver. This lesson has become your anchor, grounding you in the knowledge that you don't need anyone else to define your success. Your path is yours alone, a journey that reflects your inner growth and resilience. By embracing graceful detachment, you've taken control of your own narrative. You've shown that while people may come and go, criticize or admire, your path remains steady. Your success, your progress, and your worth are all defined by you. And in that truth, you've found a strength that no critic or admirer can ever take away. Through every moment of adversity, you chose kindness. Even when negativity surrounded you, you responded with grace, treating others with integrity, even when it wasn't reciprocated. This choice wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a display of strength. By maintaining your kindness, you showed that your power lies not in tearing others down, but in building yourself up. This kindness became your silent power move, an unbreakable force that revealed your true strength. Your success, your growth, your beauty, they're not just surface-level achievements, they're reflections of something much deeper. They show the resilience, peace, and strength you carry within. To those who look closely, your glow is a reminder of divine favor, a blessing that comes from staying true to who you are. Each achievement, each moment of beauty, is a testament to the inner peace that fuels your journey, an outward reflection of the blessings that have shaped your life. And yet with all this growth, you've learned the importance of boundaries. Not everyone deserves a place in your journey, especially those who only want to celebrate your success without having supported you during the struggle. Setting boundaries has become your way of protecting your peace, a necessary act to ensure that those who join your circle are there for the right reasons. It's not exclusion, it's discernment, a choice to surround yourself with people who bring genuine support. In setting these boundaries, you've shown that your success isn't for everyone to access freely. You've created a space around you that's filled with people who believe in you, who stand by you through both the highs and the lows. These boundaries are your way of guarding your energy, of keeping your focus on those who matter, and filtering out those who only wish to bask in the light without having endured the storm. This choice to set boundaries is in itself a power move. It shows that you value your growth, that you honor the journey it took to get here. By not allowing everyone access to your success, you're demonstrating a deep respect for your own achievements, recognizing that not everyone deserves to share in the rewards you've worked so hard to earn. This selective openness is your way of preserving the sanctity of your journey. At the core of your unstoppable growth is a commitment to authenticity. You've chosen to walk a path that is true to who you are, not for the validation of others, but for the fulfillment it brings to you. This authenticity has become your defining quality, an unbreakable thread that runs through every step you take. It's what sets you apart, what gives your journey meaning, and what makes your growth so undeniably powerful. Your power lies in this authenticity, in the strength of being unapologetically yourself. With every boundary you set, every kind word you offer, every goal you achieve, You're showing that your journey is one of self-empowerment, resilience, and integrity. This is the ultimate power move, embracing a path that reflects who you are, a path that no critic, no admirer can ever take from you. To every chosen one, remember this: your resilience is your greatest strength. The satisfaction of reaching new heights isn't in proving others wrong, but in proving yourself right. You've come this far with authenticity, integrity, and courage. Let them watch and admire from afar. This journey isn't for the faint-hearted, but it's yours to own and continue with pride.